Hey guys,
here we are.
Welcome back.
Live
couples panel.
Yes, indeed.
You do not want to miss it. The last couples panel was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We actually extended it because it was so good.
Yeah, it went long.
So tonight we have some of our family members again who
indeed.
are right from our church and some who are visiting for the Healthy Marriage series. And we have our very own Elder Alexander and his wife, Evelyn.
Indeed. We got Vanessa, and I'm going to mess up the link. Say dude.
At that move.
Now I see you let me. She set me up. She gave me a hard one.
I did it. We also have Victoria and Harold Miller.
And Liz Turner.
And Carlos Brown.
Yes, indeed.
You all don't want to miss that. And you never know. We might even have a guest couple that pops in with us. So just make sure you are there, ready to ask questions.
Yes.
And it's a live studio audience. So you could join us in our church at 260 Lafayette Street in York.
Right.
At Generations Worship Center.
That live organic conversation, it just can't be beat.
It can't be. This one. Yep, so we'll see you tonight for 28 Days of Love and the couples panel. Hey guys, I'm Kim and I'm on here to talk about my husband, Dr. Newt. So when I think about my husband Newt, I'm reminded of Clark Kent. Now, I don't know if you guys know Clark Kent, also known as Superman, was the one that would fly through the sky and here I come to save the day. And the concept of Clark Kent highlights that the idea of great power comes great responsibility. Now, that was a cartoon for people who used to see a man who could promote positivity and care for people in the world or care for mankind. Now, no, Newt does not fly through the sky and save the day, but he fought through some brutal battles in his life, even helped me to raise 5 children and supported me as I returned back to college, worked to build his own legacy or the legacy that God gave him, and was still a very present father to our children. And today is a very present pop-up to about 14 and 1 on the way grand. Now he knows all of them by their personalities too. He's still that man that wakes up in the morning with a big old smile and says some of the sweetest or funniest things that motivate me throughout the day. No, he is definitely not Clark Kent, but he is a Superman.
Hi, I want to brag on my husband just for a little bit. I am married to the Clarence Ull, and he is an amazing husband, a wonderful father. He is a safe place for me, and he keeps me calm, and he is the complete opposite of me. And I'm so grateful that he is my husband and he chose me. He works very hard for our whole family. He does not skip a beat. He remembers things that I think he forgets, but he doesn't. And he keeps me on the straight and narrow, and he loves the Lord. And the one thing I think that is very attractive to me that Clarence has is the fact that he keeps trying. He doesn't give up. Even if things look like it's really hard, he keeps pushing. He just never stops trying. And I love that about him. Even if he doesn't understand a thing, he'll go and figure it out. And he's a silent strength that I need. And I'm just so grateful that he chose me to be his wife and that he continues to choose us. And he chooses the Lord.
Hello and welcome to what, guys? 28 Days of Love. Y'all hear that chorus? Not only are you hearing that chorus, but you're going to hear them in chorus and in harmony as husband and wife, as they share their story, their love story, their bumps and bruises, and how the Lord has been good. Is that right?
Yeah.
These are all family members, so they should act like it's a family reunion. Can you celebrate a minute? All right. So tonight, as you guys know, we are big about making marriage large, about celebrating the covenant that God established and put together. And so Because, oh yeah, you guys are looking for who? Dr. Newt. Sorry, he is speaking somewhere across country, but we are so glad that we still have these great couples that are going to answer these wonderful questions tonight. So if you have anything you want to know, type it in the chat. Keep it good. Encourage them. Let them know how beautiful they are. And it is a big job to go through this life as covenant partners. It means you have to deny yourself. So we're going to learn a lot from them tonight. And I want you guys to welcome our couples as they introduce themselves, starting right here.
Hello, I'm Elder Alex Young.
I am Evelyn Young.
And we are the Young family.
Hello, I'm Harold.
And I'm Victoria.
And we are the Millers.
Family.
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
Hi family, I'm Chief Seidu Adamu.
And I'm Vanessa Adamu.
And
And
together
we
we
are
are
Adamu.
I love it. Look, they practiced that. You guys had that together. Okay, family. All right, guys. So first of all, we are so excited that you are here with us tonight. We hope you guys that are out there are sharing. I'm going to start with the first question. And I want you to know that you don't have it perfect. Just tell us what you're thinking, okay? So in the hustle and bustle of this everyday life, all that you do, work, children, family, ministry, how do you keep Christ at the center of your relationship? Who's going first? Don't everybody scream at once. I see that I doubt. There you go.
Yeah, I'll start. Thank you for the opportunity, and we are excited to be part of this wonderful show. And I would confess that I actually, before I answer your question, I actually went deep into having my wife from this show 2 years ago. So maybe later I'll give details of that.
Yes, make sure you share that.
But I have a firm belief that you can do nothing without Christ. And so the first thing initially we did not do that together. I do it myself. She do it. She said, should we pray together? In fact, when we met, we actually started praying together, learning, and so we stopped learning. Even though we still pray, we stopped learning because of time schedule, work schedule. You can't get tired, someone is not tired. But I have a firm belief that without Christ, you are nothing. And in fact, in these times of, and the one that I use all the time is the plane crashes. I say that it's not because I am so handsome and she's so beautiful.
But you are.
Or it's not because we are so intelligent. It's not because we are too strong, but it's because of the love of Christ that we exist. And in fact, when it comes to marriage, it is because of still the love of Christ. Because about a week ago, when I was I joined several platforms. So there was a debate of, like in recent times, there's been so many divorce cases, and people seem to say it's okay. So we had a debate platform where I was of the opinion that it's not okay. And so I had strong points and said, if you start your relationship or your marriage and you think it's because of you don't have family, you don't have Christ in it, know that it's bound to crash. So we believe that Christ is the center of our relationship and our marriage.
That's awesome. Come on, Vanessa.
Thank you, husband. So we committed to praying with each other every morning before we go about our day. We spend about 10 to 30 minutes praying, and I'll just say that it was really a blessing for the both of us, because last week I was actually in a car accident, and I know for a fact that it was because of our prayers. And so we just make sure that we put prayer at the center of our relationship, and God protects us in our comings and going when we can't see things that are happening all around us.
Wow.
I'm gonna say that, how we started, we was in a long distance relationship. She was here in York, Pennsylvania, and I lived in Kentucky. And one of the big things we did, yes, we did the Facebook thing. Y'all can see me on live. Yes, we was on Facebook. And, people will test, how do you know what each other's doing because you're long distance? One of the big things is people that are in close proximity don't know what the other person is doing. So one of the big things is, like we met, I was preaching on the conference line. So that's how we met. And one thing I've always asked God to send me a pure woman in my life to help guide me. And lo and behold, she was the one.
All right now.
Unfortunately, she thought I was a catfish.
Wait, tell us a little bit more about that. She thought this was a catfish. Tell us more, Elder.
She thought I was a catfish. And so for the time being that we was doing a whole Facebook Live, praying on the Facebook and sleeping all night on Facebook. She had her phone. I can hear her calling hogs while I was calling hogs. So it came to a point where she was like, okay, I want you to come see me. Now, let me tell you how God works. I didn't have a dime, but I said, I'm going to show her that I am real. I drove all the way from Kentucky to York, Pennsylvania, starting off with nothing but $10 in my pocket. And I was, at the time, I had just came out of a state of being homeless. So when I'm looking at it, I had to get help along the way. And sometimes God will help you along the way. And by the time I got there, which was about 11 o'clock at night, I'm knocking on the door of the law office. She comes downstairs, and for 10 minutes, she stood there looking at me. And I'm outside in the cold because it's October. And so while I'm standing there, she's looking at me, and I'm standing there looking at her. And I'm thinking, like, what? Are you waiting on me to get in the car or something? Back in the day when friends would drop each other off, you'll be sitting there. You gonna go in? You gonna pull off? You going in? You gonna pull up? She's standing there, and I'm like, okay. And I could tell you what exactly she had on. She had on a black shirt. She had on a black shirt with black pants that had a gold lining up the sides of the pants. And she's still standing there for 10 minutes. And I was mad because it's like standing in the back of the shower and it's cold. And I'm outside in October.
Evelyn, you gotta help us out. Tell us a little bit about why you stood there. Tell us what you were going to say.
Well, I just really wanted to make sure because at that time, the TV show Catfish was very popular at the time, and I used to watch it. And people would say they are who they are, and they're not.
Right.
So I was just making sure. But did I let you in?
After 15 minutes of eye contact, yes.
Did you have icicles, Elder? I'm just checking. Was there icicles on your fingers? Like, go ahead, Evelyn.
There was no snow.
There's no snow.
No snow.
But the wind is cold, though.
So since we switched over to telling our story, I'm just going to go ahead and go to the stories. So Evelyn, what did you think when you saw this man who drove the whole way to see you? What did you think then?
Well, usually, butterflies. Really excited, nervous. Just wasn't sure if did I have the right clothes, was my hair done, but he just showed me love, that he loved me just as who I am.
Yeah.
My hair was up, so he saw the natural me. So usually when you know somebody sees the natural, you know that's the one.
I love that, Evelyn. You guys know Evelyn is really usually quiet, but I love that you shared that you wanted to make sure, because there has been so many catfishes, and you wanted to make sure, and you allowed him to see you who you really were, to see if he was who he said he was. So that's good, Evelyn. That's good. All right, let's go over here to these are some of my favorites here. Come on, these are my two babies. Come on to the Millers. share a little bit. You can share your love story and then tell us how you keep this thing, in the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, I met this fine thing over here.
Pretty young thing.
Years ago. We've been friends for a long time. I would say we were high school sweethearts. We was always the one who you would see in the hallways. We would always be together. I would always try to find her. It kind of started where I went to the school, 9th grade, 10th grade, and in there, anybody know Votech? It's divided in colors. You have your section colors and shops. So I was yellow, and I just remember going through the hallways. I wasn't really looking, but I always had my eye. And my favorite color is blue. So as I was going in the hallway, I just remember looking to the side, and all these, the corner was in blue. And amongst everybody else, I see her. And I tell her to this day, out of all the other girls that was there, I seen her. See her glasses, her hair, curly hair. Her smile was the thing that caught me. And so I had to pursue this. It was a thing that I didn't care about who she was, her backstory. I wanted to know. I wanted to get to know her. My first impression of her, I tried to be impressionable on her. I went and my mom using lunch line, started to sing to her. I was nervous, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna just say something. And I think that was what caught. And then the conversation afterwards, or just like what they said, all night, talking all day, trying to find us in the hallway. And then it just led to years and years of being friends. And then just recently we've been 1 year married, selling 1 year.
Yes.
And that came about after years. And people were like, if you've been together so long, you've been friends, why don't you seal the deal? I was like, all right, Lord, you got to help me out. So we actually proposed to her at her mom and dad's wedding, at their reception. The Lord was like, this is the place, this is the time, because she always told me she wanted her family to be there. And so that was just a perfect opportunity to express my love to her in front of the people that she loves.
Ooh, y'all hear this? Come on, can you top that? I'm just saying.
Listen, I don't know. I'm Tori or Victoria. You can call me whatever you want. But that's exactly how our story started out in high school, sweethearts, and it progressed to where we are now with two beautiful girls. So like how we keep the Lord centered, because I'm not going to top that, babe, because we got that. But how we keep him the center is that we know that he is our lover, he is our friend, he is our healer. Who he is to us literally is the heartbeat of our relationship.
Wow.
And, we are thriving to this day by the glory of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And regarding the marriage is great. We're still like friends, I should say. Like, I know we started off as best friends,
That's good.
but we are still friends.
Yes.
And nothing changed but a title and an upgrade. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, I like that. Nothing changed but a title and an upgrade. Y'all better come on, young people. And we're going back to the Adamus because I need to know their love story. He started to share it. Come on and share it with us, y'all too.
So we met on the Book of Faces. I call it Facebook. They have a dating app. That's where we actually saw each other. And I saw a picture of him holding the door open. And I was like, he's holding the door open for me. And we had text messages back and forth. And I think it took me, a couple days to respond back? Like a couple of days to respond back. Because I was like, And then, but we started talking. And our conversations were so real and deep. And I was like, he carries a really good conversation. I can do this. He was making me laugh, and I'm like, wow, And so we talked for I think almost a little over a month before we saw each other. And he saw the 28 Days of Love.
Hey!
I did a fast for breaking generational curses. And right after that, it was like the day after I got finished that fast, he was like, we got to meet each other. And I was like, what? It was like, that's it. We got to go on a date. And I'm like, okay. And I was trying to push the date back, actually, like a week or two. And he was like, no, it's got to be soon. And so we went on our first date Valentine's Eve, so February 13th.
In a restaurant, in a church.
In the church, yes.
Really?
Because he was like, wouldn't it be nice if we had our first date at the church, and in a church? And then I knew that we had the restaurant that was the church, and so that's where we went.
I love that. Do you want to add to that love story?
Yeah. Yes, so I want to add that all this while I was still not, even though I was talking, I was chatting, I was still not sure. But like I said earlier on, the 28 days of love.
Hey!
Because you had a twin, Veronica, on the show.
Yes.
And from where I come from, we respect twins a lot. Like we revere twins. So all that Veronica was saying, I saw that she was the one saying. So I sort of, oh, okay. So she said, there was a word she used that she was prepared and waiting.
Yes, she was not single. She was prepared and waiting.
Waiting, yes. So that was the way that hit me to say, okay, then let me move on. And so I would say the 28 days of love has brought me this far.
Oh, you're about to make me cry. Oh my God, I love this. And Veronica's on right now. Veronica, you hear that? As you were sharing, it kind of touched this man's heart, and he met that twin. So, do you want to share more? Is there more about? Look, Elder, I'm trying to see if you got more about this love story. But I do want to ask each of you something. The proposal. Let's talk a little bit about it, because I saw the picture. So I want to hear about the proposal. So somebody tell me about that proposal. What made it special?
No. Victoria.
Anyone can go.
Go ahead, Victoria. I'm gonna let you go.
Listen, you guys was all there, so listen. It was May 2nd. May 1st. I'm losing it. May 1st. And yes, I was at my mom's, we were at my mom and dad's reception, and I didn't even know, guys, I didn't know that he actually asked my dad like weeks before.
Wow.
Didn't even know. And I'm over here like, being friends and like asking what's going on, and we're gonna make this official, what you doing? And like, we were just going our everyday life in church with youth groups, just like teaching and loving on children, and I didn't even know he asked my dad.
Wow.
So like he went before, planned it, and executed, and I said yes.
Wow.
So, and he sung to me, guys.
He sung to you?
He sung.
He did?
What'd you say? Tell us a little bit about it.
He did.
Yeah. So it was I had actually no idea how I was going to do it, and a little more detail in that they were dancing on the dance floor, and for y'all know about Soul Train. Soul Train.
We know about the Soul Train.
Got people on this side, people on this side. Y'all take turns going down. So I just remember, individually was going up, and then they started going pairs. So then I went with her, and I was thinking, okay, let me, be smooth with it. So I let her go first, and they was hyping her up. The family was hyping her up. So then I just got behind her, just got down. Everybody started. She turned around, and that was it. And then how I perceived it was, okay, I can't just say it cliche.
Yeah.
I need to, that's my personality. I'm up there. So her whole family basically singers. Vanessa, Monica, Georgette, that's what I came into. And so I said, okay, I said a little bit, and I said, I'm gonna say it like this. Will you marry me? And then everybody went crazy. That was my introduction, but we've sung before. Actually, Uncle George, the twins and Bridget's dad, he actually invited us to church with him. He was preaching at churches in Maryland, and we was a group at a point in time singing. And so I went into it, and I said, okay, this is the perfect opportunity to just be a part of this family.
Yes. Oh my God, I love it. Yes. First of all, what he said to you, was you melting, sis?
I was melting because I was like, exactly what I had a vision of it, I saw it. So it's like how the lighting was, how everybody was kind of surrounded by us. I was like, oh my gosh, what I dreamt about is actually happening.
Wow.
So I was in awe, and I was like, Tori, you have to answer the question. You have to answer the question. So I answered the question, and it got us to here. So
Wow. Okay, who's next? Tell me about it.
So the proposal, we went down south to Georgia, and that was our first weekend not together since we met each other. And I was just like, oh, I miss him, you know? But I was like, okay, we're having family time. And he said, my friend is taking the whole family out. And what did you call your friend's name?
Samuel Fusihini. So,
Okay. So he tells me this name, and I'm like, babe, you should have told me like 3 weeks ago. You know, I have a hard time remembering names and saying names. And so this whole time, I'm trying to say this friend's name so that I don't embarrass him, you know, embarrass myself. And then, so we're going to the restaurant, and all of a sudden, like I go in, I say the name, and then they're like, okay, your table's not ready yet. You have to go stand outside. So we sit outside, and then the lady's like, we do this for our guests. We take them around to the back. And I'm like, okay. And so we go around to the back, and then she said we take pictures of our guests. And so we cheered for a group photo. And next thing I know, I see my nephew, Christian, his mom, his best friend, and then I see my husband. I'm like, what? And I was just like, I just started crying because like I really missed him, and just seeing him there, and then I realized like what really was happening.
Yeah.
He was proposing, and of course, you know, I said yes. You want to add anything?
I think you said
He said she said it all, but you share a little more.
Yes, so because the family also comes in. I come from a very tight family, so I love family. So when she said, oh, I would love to have my family at my proposal, I said, okay, what would be the best time to have your family? So when she said they are going down south, I said, okay, I have a friend down south who is ready to host you and your family. How many would be the family? So we are like 10. I said, yes, no problem. We can have, my friend can take care of you. So you sure? I said, yes, because I wanted to have all of the family, and I didn't know where. In fact, the church was the first thing that came to mind, but I realized not all of the family goes to the same church.
Yeah.
And also at the house, I didn't want to tell any of the family because I was thinking that at least the twin will whisper into her ears. Yes, because twins have that bond that she will whisper it. So I said, and Veronica was the closest friend that I could say, oh, I want to do this. What? So, but I had the fear she will whisper into her ears. I said, yes. So how was I going to do it without the family's knowledge? So the surest point was that my friend was going to host your family. Will your family come? She said, oh, yes, I'll talk to them. I said, okay, talk to them, ask them if they will all come, because I wanted all of them to be there, even though they were.
Love it.
At the holiday, probably some said, okay, I don't want to go. I said, make sure that all of them are coming. And I was so fortunate to have them.
Yeah.
And in fact, what fascinates me most is even when we were down south, she was still asking, what are you doing? How is Maryland? I said, Maryland is fine, you're fine, you're good. Even though we were just miles apart because our hotel was just about 20 minutes away from where they were. So, I mean, I think it's one of the best things that I had taking part. I loved it. I loved the whole thing, and the restaurant was so good. They acted it so nicely, and I still remember the tears coming down.
And now you have your beautiful bride. I love this. And we got to move on or we'll get stuck here. I got some other questions for you. So let me ask you something else. So being married, it's not always easy. It's a beautiful beginning, and it's beautiful things in the middle and beautiful things as you get older. But there are roller coasters. There's some difficulties. There's some things. Is anybody a witness? There could be some tough times. And so my question is, how has faith helped you to overcome challenges in your relationship?
Well, the one thing how faith helped me overcome the challenges in a relationship is to understanding how to manage what God blessed us with.
Yeah, that's good.
And when you understand, when you ask God for something, is how well do you manage it? You know, what do you do with it? Because there's going to be times when things get difficult, but are you going to run from the difficult times, or are you going to stand in the fire of the difficult times?
So good.
And most of the time, you know, as he talked about how there's so many divorces, is because when people say I do, is to them is I don't know. And more so, I can't make no vows, you know. If I made a word to somebody, like my mom always told me, your word is your bond.
Yeah.
So if you can't keep your word, then what you tell me means nothing.
Wow.
And I made a vow to this woman saying, hey, till death do us part. I said I do. And okay, we're gonna get through this. And it's not a thing of you're gonna get through this or I know we're gonna get through this together. We're gonna fight this thing tooth and nail, whether it takes us down, but we'll go down together fighting.
Oh my goodness. I love that. I love it. Evelyn, do you want to add anything, or did he cover you? Go ahead and talk, honey. How has faith helped you?
Yes, it's on here. He pretty much covered it all.
That's okay. So anyone else want to share, how has faith helped you to overcome challenges in marriage? Some of those challenges are finances or whatever.
Faith in our marriage, Santa, I speak for everybody else, but in our marriage, faith has become our footsteps. Faith sees, so we have relied on faith to get us through even a second. And we have children, we have a place, we have jobs, and we have each other, and we need it to balance everything else. And we have to see what the Lord sees, you know? And it has become our footsteps. Just like on a beach, when you see footsteps and then God has told us to like walk in my shadow, walk how I do things. And not relying on yourself, not relying on who you were before you got married, you know? So we had to walk in some footsteps that we have never walked in. We had to walk in forgiveness.
Yeah.
We had to walk in a new standard of love.
Yeah.
And not just like liking someone. And we had to even like being a parent is challenging, you know? It pushes you to be sacrificial.
Yes.
And to put someone before yourself.
Yes.
Marriage has been like that. So like we had to walk in faith of being sacrificial.
Yeah, that's good.
Of, you know, go ahead, baby.
I would just say it's like the blanket. It's like the safety net so that you don't be one of those that gets divorced.
Yeah.
As a young couple, we've heard that going into it. We've seen the statistics, and it's more common in those that are in the church than those that are not out of the church. And so that's been our safety net where life gets busy, life gets hard. All of the things that we're juggling, it's like, okay, those are there, but I am also here.
Yeah.
If I be in you, who be against you?
Come on.
And so that's been able to help us reconnect with him, because he reminds us, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Just how she said, I am walking beside you. If you don't know the next steps, here are my steps. It's always been our prayer to order our steps. The next, what is next? When we have kids, how are we supposed to raise them? When we have a marriage, how are we supposed to juggle? If we have jobs and finances and bills, how are we able to do it? And he's like, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Do not matter. Do not put that before me, because if you look to me, my favorite verse is if you look to the hills, with come is my help.
Mm-hmm.
My mom used to always shadow me. I call them lectures, but it was scriptures.
Yeah.
it was scriptural based. Don't never forget who is in you, because it's greater.
Oh my goodness. Listen, they said footsteps, blanket, safety net. My God. These young people, yeah, period, Akai. She says, this is what my husband's saying. He says he's going to have to propose again because y'all's is better than his. He's so silly.
His is probably better.
He's so funny. We're going to go on and.
So the faith, what I believe that faith looks like, or how I would perceive it for our marriage is, so he's my husband, I'm his wife. So when things are happening and it's crazy, even if I'm upset with him, it says be angry but sin not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to speak ill of him.
That's right.
Because if I speak ill of him, it's being foolish because I'm speaking ill of myself. So instead, I'll speak the words of faith and say what I want to see, or say what I believe that's in him, and speak those words versus the words that I could say easily if I'm upset with him, or if he's upset. I don't know. I believe he does the same thing, actually. If he's upset with me, we speak words of life to each other, because when you're going out into a world, sometimes you get words of negativity and it's never of life. So that we make sure that when we see each other, and even if it feels like it's not going the way that we predict that it should, we speak life. And that has the faith in it, because faith comes by hearing the word of God. And so we speak those things that we want to see over ourselves, over our children, and just keep reminding ourselves that even though it seems crazy and chaotic, I will never say bad things about him, because it's foolish. Because if I'm saying it about him, even though if I get it out and I'm saying it about him, I'm literally talking about myself, because he's my covering. He covers me, he protects me. So like it'll be foolish for me to say things about my protection, my covering, because it just comes right back to me, like ricochets right back to you. So that's how I bear faith for us.
I hope you guys are picking up these here gems that they are dropping. Do you want to add to that? They're sharing mics right now. So cute.
Yes, I would say the faith is that I always pray that the next day should be the same lovely woman.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's the fear out there that people change due to circumstances, and our circumstances change every day. So the faith I have is that the next day God should give me that same person.
Yes.
And also give me the heart to be able to understand, to appreciate, and to be tolerant enough. I always say tolerance is the next level after Christ in a relationship. So I always say that I need that strength to be able to tolerate whatever it is. So it's keeping us going, and we are actually going very stronger than we first met. I mean, we feel much more matured in our daily activities than even in the past.
Oh my goodness, you guys are so good. Now, here's my next question. Y'all ready? I'm going to switch it around. I've been going to Elder first, but I'm going to switch it around. I want you to tell your spouse one thing you absolutely love about them. Come on. And I want you to tell them what, and it might be more than one, at least one thing that you absolutely love about them. We're going to start here with these two beautiful Millers, because their last name is Miller. So you need to look at her, Harold.
Baby. Whiskey boo. I love you. Sorry, daughter's laughing. I learned. I love that. I love that you carry me. You carry our family, and you're willing to just die to yourself for us. You know, you're willing to die for me, and that shows me and represents so much of who Jesus is. So you have continuously keep showing me who Jesus is, and I have met him because of you. What was the question?
You said you answered it.
I love you. I'm just gonna end there.
That was beautiful. Victoria, Booski Boot. I love that the personality that God has given you. I love how courageous, funny, goofy that side, and then the organization side of you. That makes up your whole identity. That makes up, and that shows me that my side, the side that I lack, I'm not organized. God thought about that.
Yeah, that's good.
And he gave me somebody that can help and be the helpmate for me. I love that you can always come alongside me, and I can always come alongside you when we get through this children, bills, everything together. And there's never been a moment where you stopped being that person. If there was sometimes that you're tired and sometimes that you don't feel, you still push. And that shows me the love of God. And it helps me continue to strive for that purpose. When I made that vow that says I will love you like Christ loved the church, it shows and it helps that grow deeper for me every day.
Ooh, all right, y'all. These are young folks is talking. Okay, we're going back to the Adamus. Beautiful.
Mr. Adamu. Hi, baby. I love your smile. I love how you can put words like the way that you write. I love how you protect our family, how you protect our children. I love how you, when you see the subtle things that you do for me, you don't even you make sure that I'm okay. You check on me daily. And thank you. I just love how this is interesting because we actually wrote letters to each other when we first started to date. So I just love how I can go to you when I'm feeling down. I love how you push me, how you have just even financially, your finances, how we have, God has just truly blessed us and you have governed our finances. And I just love the joy that God has placed in you naturally. And I just love you, baby.
Yeah. So there are two things. I'll share one, the other I'll still keep.
That's okay.
So I'm trying to recollect when she got mad at me or she got so mad. So I think you have a very big heart. You have a sweet heart.
Yes,
sweetheart, because I wouldn't say I'm a perfect man. Sometimes I go off board, but she never gets angry. So probably I'm trying to get her heart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you have a very good heart. The other one, I would say it, yes.
I love this. You guys are really breaking some good stuff. You guys who are watching, I hope you are picking up tools for your marriage, for your future marriage. We're here with the youngs now.
Okay.
Talk about the girl.
Honey Bunches, I love you. I'm so thankful for you. And also, I'm glad that I was on that prayer line.
Wow.
Even though I fell asleep. But since you've been in my life, you changed so many things. You have been a man of honor, a man of valor, a God-fearing man. I'm just thankful for you. Even in the times when I know I'm a little, but you've been so patient with me. And that's what I love about you as well. Also, even though you have that military background as well, but you have taught me how to be timely in a timely manner. Because I don't be on time all the time. But you've been helping me even in my weakness, twins. Even at the time when, oh my goodness, I kind of agree with you also, Mr. Miller, because I can't organize as well. But he likes everything in order and he takes everything in order. You've been a great man to my our two children, and also the 4 children that I learned to love and cherish. And you've been through a lot, but I'm so thankful that God has placed you in my life in this time.
It's okay. Come on, buddy.
It's a bit dusty in here.
You get a little misty eyed.
Yeah. Ever since that day when God dropped that drop of water on my head and said, propose. What I love about you, the first thing I love about you is those eyes, the way you look at me.
Well,
I love the way that you put up with I love the way that you've been patient with me too and put up with my attitude and stuff like that. Come on, couples, because y'all know we got to put up with each other's attitudes.
Yeah.
Don't act like y'all don't sit at home and I love you for putting up with my attitude. I love your voice, the fact that you could sing. And I love your meekness. You're so gentle and soft, you're kind. I love the way how you express your love to others when you go out. You will stop and say, honey, can we give them something? And I'm looking at you like, we in a problem. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and give it to them. Wow. But the fact that, and I love the way you dance. I love the way you dance. And I love how you're teaching our children to grow in God even more as well. And I love the fact that you said yes. Come here, Cocoa Cup.
that is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Look, did y'all get a little misty eye too? Just a smidgen? That's beautiful, just beautiful. Okay, we're gonna lighten the load up just a little bit. And I want you to think of something that your spouse does you do together, that's fun, that bring you closer together. That fun thing that you do. Okay, we're right here. We're right here with the Millers.
You gotta tell them, listen guys, so we young folks, okay? We like games, okay? We like playing games together. We like board games. We like video games. We like all games. You know why? Because it challenges us to work together and it challenges us to listen to each other. So we are taking the lessons out of these games. So we force ourselves and push ourselves and make time to play games together.
It's good.
The video games we have played recently is called Overcooked. You like Chef Ramsay? You'll like it. We play that all the time because we are 2 chefs that play in the kitchen. And that teaches us to really, 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 really work on our strengths. I'm sometimes good at, I said organizing. I'm good at, pushing through under pressure. And we also play this thing called It Takes Two. If you ever played it, you'll know. And that game teaches about being slow and to be calm and to take your time. And he's great at video games, guys. And I had to literally listen and watch his direction because he sees things I don't see. He figures things out before they come, and he can figure out where all the hints is and all the people coming at you, and figures out. It Takes Two talks about strategy, kind of kind of like bear with me. It's
You know, it's two married people that have separated,
yes.
and the game forces them to work together.
Wow.
The game takes them from the human form and puts them into like a little character, and they're like, we are in like a doll's body. How do we get out? And there's this book that shows up, it's like a floating book, and it's the book of love.
Wow.
And they have to go through part by part of mending the things that they are broken in their relationship.
Woo.
And it's so long. It is so long. It's very in detail that you have to make sure that you pay attention and work together. One can't move on without the other.
So you guys write those down, write those games down. We're going to move on because we don't have a lot of time. We're going to go back to the Adamus. Tell me something fun that you guys like to do that bring you close together.
We love to travel. We can do local traveling. We like to go far. We just love being in different environments and learning new things. And we like to play games as well. I got him into playing video games. But we just love playing games and being challenged as well.
Okay.
We also love to cook.
And like to cook.
We do like to cook.
So look, you guys need to be playing together all the time, cooking and playing games here with this family. What about you guys right here, the Youngs?
We like to go out traveling. We like to go eat. We like to bowl. We like video games, even though I don't have one no more. I want it back. But one thing we like to play together is dominoes. That's my favorite game of all time. And we like to sit down, and she likes to sit down and play dominoes, and it's just something to help. It helps, and one of the reasons why it helps you to really think and not just count, but it helps you to think and strategize.
Which is always something positive in marriage. All right, well, we're moving on to something fun. Okay, I think what you guys lightened it up a little bit because y'all was act like y'all was ready to get married all over again, all the lovey-dovey stuff. Yeah, y'all go ahead and lovey-dovey. We want you to be lovey-dovey. So what we're going to do now is I have given you guys wipe-off boards and markers. They're under your seat, right? As we set your chairs up, I'm going to play a commercial, and we will be right back.
Hey everyone, my name's Jeanette Brown, and I'm here to talk about my husband, Sheldon. When I think about Sheldon, I still get goosebumps and I still get butterflies because I'm reminded of how much I love him. As we get older and we grow together, there are always new things that I find that make me fall in love with the man that he is. He is an encourager. He is full of passion. He desires to see everyone around them be who they're supposed to be. He is full of wisdom, and he is so silly. If y'all know him, he is full of jokes, but he is so peaceful. He is my peace. He is my confidant. He is my balance. He is my lover and my friend. He is my best friend. He is God's man, and I am so proud of who he has become. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not grateful to God that he had us meet multiple times in Walmart. I love you, Sheldon Brown, until the wheels fall off. You are my purpose partner.
All right, so we are going to play a game. They had to face each other, and they couldn't be on the same side. So here goes the first question. So ladies, you're going to write your answer down. Gentlemen, you're going to write your answer down. You do not show your spouse. So I call this game I Be Wed. Are you ready? All right, here's your question. What was your spouse's first car? What was your spouse's first car? You cannot help. Write what you think. What was your spouse's first car? All right. Give you a few more seconds. Their first car. Let's see how well they know each other. So this is who knows who's better. Let's see who knows who better. All right. Harold is still writing. He's writing him a novel. All right, y'all ready? Okay, so we're going to ask the ladies for their answer, and then the gentlemen will turn theirs around. Then we'll ask the gentlemen for their answers, and the ladies will turn theirs around. Okay, so Harold, what was your first car?
Still don't have one.
He still doesn't have one. Okay, Elder.
My first car was a Chevy, Chevy Impala.
Okay, and
It was a Toyota Corolla.
okay, ladies, gentlemen, don't show them yours. Ladies, turn yours around. Let's see if you got it right. What do you have here? Nobody has the correct answer on this one. All right, ladies, tell the gentleman what your first car was. Starting with, yes.
My first car was a blue Camry.
Okay, Evelyn. What was your first car?
Oh, it's the one that's outside. It's a red Honda.
Okay. You can't look at her like that, Elder.
A Mitsubishi.
All right. And Vanessa, your first car.
My first car was a Ford Escort LX.
Okay, turn them around. Let's see if you guys got it right. Who was right? Okay, we've got Ford, we've got Toyota Camry, and we've got I can't
Chevy
see.
Cruze.
Chevy Cruze. You guys cannot write that baby him right. Okay, I'm gonna need y'all to do a little bit better. Did any of you get that right? Who got that one right? All right, we see it. Here's your next question. Get ready. What is your spouse's biggest pet peeve? Can't talk. A pet peeve is a thing that irritates you. What is your spouse's biggest pet peeve? Don't talk, don't talk. You're saying what his is, he's saying what yours is. What is your spouse's biggest pet peeve? Shh, you cannot talk. Let's go around here and take a peek here. Some of these answers are so funny. All right. We still got some writers. All right, here we go. We're going to start up top here. What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve?
Mm-hmm. Use your mic, honey. Use your mics.
Oh, I have throwing boogies. Like, I don't like the sound or like anything boogies related. I can't stand.
Okay, let's see what you said.
I said she doesn't have one.
She doesn't have a pet peeve. He said her heart was so sweet. All right. Evelyn, what is your biggest pet peeve? Not his, but yours. What's your biggest pet peeve?
I don't really have one.
Okay, she said she doesn't have one. What did you say?
Don't interrupt her while she's doing her praise dance practice at all.
Don't interrupt her during dance. What's your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is kind of when things is out of order or things is sitting around places.
Okay. Tell her what you said.
What you say?
I said, dirty dishes overnight, a dirty house, items misplaced.
So I think that counts. Does that count, y'all? Yeah, that counts. Okay. Now, tell her your biggest pet peeve.
And I can't find things. When it's somewhere and I can't find it.
Show them what you have.
Guys, actually, listen.
Oh, she knows
I
me
put
so
things out of place like the remote, the iPhone charger. So we can't find nothing, Lord.
Well,
I
thank
mean,
you
just
for
buy
that. She knows
6
me
of
so
them.
well.
We'll be fine.
Okay. Elder, tell her your biggest pet peeve.
Stop being late. Don't be late.
Don't be late. Tell them what you wrote.
It's
It's a many list and no accountability.
And so it's a many, you said there's lots of lists. Okay, you ready? Tell her your biggest pet peeve.
I want things well organized.
That's not what I put.
Tell them what you put.
I put licking my fingers after meals. We talked about that. You hate that.
Licking her fingers after meals. Okay, we got one more here. Maybe two more. Are you ready? You guys ready? Here we go. The craziest thing that happened the day we got married. One of the craziest things or strangest things that happened when we got married. Write it down. You can't share. Something strange that happened the day you got married. You cannot talk up there, Elder.
I'm not talking.
But I gotta watch the elders. This is gonna be so cute. Natalia's trying to help everybody pick their answers. Let's see. It can be the craziest thing, the strangest thing, or the weirdest thing. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Ooh, Evelyn, whoa. Wow. Tori is like so neat. Her handwriting is like perfect. Perfection. All right. Okay, are we ready? I'm waiting for those markers. Miss Kathy is over here cracking up laughing. All right. Are we ready? Okay, we're going to start up at the Adamus. I want Vanessa, what is the craziest thing that happened, or the silliest or weirdest thing that happened on the day of your wedding?
I would say that we.
Not his things, your thing. So yes.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Was I supposed to put this thing on mine? Okay, never mind.
Whatever you think he's going to say. That
I
you
would
was,
think the craziest thing, that one of the craziest things that happened at our wedding is that we didn't have enough dining ware, and we were both running around trying to make things work and not meet each other in the process.
Okay. What did you say she said?
Yeah, the same thing. Did not find all the things we thought we had bought.
Great. Okay, we'll come back to you. Evelyn, what is the craziest or strangest thing that you think he'll say, you said, happened on the day that you got married?
When we got married? Oh, sorry.
You need to talk in that. It's on already.
I kind of did the day after.
Okay.
I got
Well,
married.
whatever you put. Well, wait a minute. Remember, it's what you think he's going to say, you said.
I put two things here. The one when they were rolling out the carpet and it wouldn't go down. That was one of it. Yeah. And the other one, after we got married, we were in a car accident.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing.
So you told him what you said. You already read it, so we already know what you wrote that he said. So Elder, hold on, hang on to yours. Let's go right here, Tori. What is the craziest thing that happened the day you got married? Remember, he's writing what you're saying.
Okay, I'm gonna go the day before. We kind of pulled an all-nighter, and then the day of, I'm gonna say those little lighter things that you light when people walk through. They were going out before we even arrived. That was nuts.
Okay. All right. Since this is one that's kind of the joint one, turn it around and show your spouse, because I think you guys have different things that you wrote. So tell them what you wrote, Harold. Tell them what you wrote.
The night of the wedding, we went to the hotel kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that the food that you pay for, we wanted to get the leftovers. So about 100 people supposed to be there, and 50 showed up. So it was up
We ate that food.
Okay. Elder, go ahead, Elder. Tell us what you wrote.
Well, when both our bishops officiated the wedding, when Bishop C says you may salute your bride, he had the look about him when I leaned her all the way back, and it was how the whole church was looking. Then it was like they never seen a man kiss a woman before.
So you leaned her back?
I leaned her all the way back, and he was.
Okay. All right. So, tell us what you wrote.
I think we got it right. We did not find all the things that we thought that we had bought for the ceremony.
So she had that one right.
Yeah.
Is that what you wrote down too?
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. Do we have time for one more?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She's like, yeah, Tori loves games. All right. Here we go. Let me find something hard that you guys won't get. Oh, this is a good one. Erase your boards. Now listen, what you are going to write is what you think your spouse is so going to say. Okay? So what you think he's going to say. And gentlemen, you're writing what you think she's going to say. Okay? So, the first time I knew I was in love with my spouse was, what do you think he will say? And what do you think she will say? The moment I knew I was in love with my spouse was, the love boat. The moment I knew I was in love with my spouse was, all right, yeah, you good. Look, Evelyn was ready with this one. She knew what he was going to say. Ooh, okay, Elder. So cute. The moment he knew he was in love, and you knew it. The moment she knew she was in love, and you knew it. You guys ready? Hold your boards up. Hold your pens up when you're ready. Just your pens. Then I'll know we can move on. Okay, we're almost there. We got Tori, the perfect writer. She's still scribing. She's a scribe. Oh, don't show him yet. All right, here we go. Let's start down here with Victoria and Harold. Harold, the moment you knew she was in love, what do you think she's going to say?
I said love at first sight.
Love at first sight.
As soon as she seen me.
As soon as she saw him.
And then after she told me that she and her and God had a list that she wanted her man to be in. When I found out, I checked it off.
Ooh! He said as soon as she saw me. Tori.
He checked that list.
He checked that list.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us the moment Harold knew he was in love with you.
That's right. When I checked, the moment he saw me, I saw him in that lunch line, I was like, Lord, what was that list again? And then it's funny because I put something on that list like allergic to shellfish. I put it on there just to see, and he even checked that box.
Woo!
So listen, the Lord knows your desires.
He does. Okay, what did you write about Harold?
I said for him, the moment I saw her smile and her voice singing.
Wow, was that right? That's right. So that love at first sight. Okay, here we go. Elder, the moment you knew she was in love with you. What do you think she's saying?
When I showed up.
When you showed up, Elder, say it again.
When I showed up.
When you showed
up. In the cold.
For 15 minutes of it.
Yep.
You knew. Evelyn, what did you say?
Love at first voice.
Ooh, as soon as you heard her voice. Is that true, Elder?
It was kind of, yes. Yeah. It was that way.
It was that way. Ooh, you guys know about this love now.
Oh, yes.
Okay, look here. These here two are still writing. I could not. So tell us what the moment that you knew she was in love with you.
Yes, so I have two. If you
Go ahead and put it down. He's got two.
So the first will be like the preparatory grounds.
Got your bike.
Yes. So the first will be when we first met.
Okay.
And she spoke about my looks and my pictures.
Okay.
And the second would be when we had some amount of conversation and we talked about kids.
Wow. And that was the moment.
Yes.
What did you say?
In fact, she
wait,
said,
you go ahead. You got more.
Right, no, it's the same. She said, "I have something to say. I want to make a confession." Then my heart jumped a bit.
What did you write?
I actually said I have two things as well. I put when I checked all his boxes. Oh, should I speak in the mic?
Yes.
Okay. I put two things as well. When I checked all his boxes, we were having all these conversations, and he said that actually I checked all but one, right? but he talked to his sister, and his sister said, it doesn't matter how many she's checked, if you feel like this is as good as it gets, because you're not going to have a perfect person.
Wow. And
he was like, that was a confirmation. So I think that's when he fell in love. But I also put the Philly trip, because I was like, you're my husband.
Aww.
Like, it just felt like he was my husband. But I'll say another thing too, if I could.
Go ahead, yes.
When we went on our first date and we had so much fun and we were laughing and talking, I saw a vision of us older, and our kids were there, and they were surrounded by us. And so that was like literally our first date. But I jumped out of the vision because I'm like, no, I don't want to get in my head. But to see us now and to see us still laughing and joyful, I know that vision was from God.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Listen, we can't stay any longer, but I just want to thank these beautiful couples for what they did and how they came and shared their love story, and also gave us some good food, if I can call it good food. We're going to end right now. We thank you all for joining us for, let's sing it, 28 Days of Love. 28 Days of Love. We will be back here actually next Thursday for our final couples panel. We're looking for you to come and join us in the studio audience. We'll also be here Monday, where we have Apostle D. Mason, and oh my goodness, so many more. We've got Nikki Davis and her husband. We've got so many more people coming on, so you don't want to miss it this week. Thank you for stopping by 28 Days of Love. And couples, won't you blow them a kiss? Mwah.
Hey, I'm Kim.
And I'm Dr. New. And it's that time of year again
For 28 Days of Love. And it's year 4, New.
How about that?
Year 4.
We got a lineup for you. We have some new things. This is called the Healthy Marriage Series.
Yes.
Going from the 3rd of February through the 28th of February. We have guest speakers. We have interviews with marriage couples. We have panel discussions, live panel discussions.
Yes, at our church, 260 Lafayette Street, every Thursday evening, and you can come and be a part of the studio audience.
Everything happens at 6:30 p.m. and we broadcast it live on our Facebook page, our 28 Days of Love Facebook page, and our YouTube channel, Launch 360 TV. Listen, You don't want to miss this one. We're celebrating, we're making big and making large the institution of marriage, because covenant is real.
Yes, it is. And we have so many special guests starting out on Monday, so you don't want to miss it. Check out our lineup, and we can't wait to see you for 28 Days of Love.